Welcome to Sharps and Flats with Kingsley, everyone. We are on number 56 and 57, the warm-up and theme from Symphony number 1. We're going to do them back to back in this video. Make sure you're printing out your tracking sheet, keeping track of all the numbers in the books that you've done. Check them off if you've done them. Circle them if they're not complete yet. Make your own marks. Make marks for certain months, or I want to have this many numbers done by this month or by this week. Create goals and go for it. That's going to be something that really drives you to becoming more successful. The Jazz Pack is open for everybody. Go to the Jazz Pack and just start to experience some of it. There are some free lessons on there that you don't need to buy a book for. In fact, there's quite a few. They are really fun, like blues notes, the important ones. Man, just go check it out. It might be something really fun that you haven't done before, and it's a new style of music that can be really cool. And as always, make sure you've completed the Fundamentals Pack first. Before you ever do any videos in Sharps and Flats with Kingsley, you got to complete the Fundamentals Pack so that you know and you're very aware of what count the foods and say what you play and all that kind of stuff means. Let's warm up for the warm-up. So let's get ready to play. Let's do some breathing exercises really quick. Take in 20 seconds worth of air. Let it out. Again, 20 seconds worth of air. Ready, go. Remember, don't raise your shoulders when you breathe. Now let's do what's called a blow pop. So we take in 20 seconds worth of air and then we blow on our hand. And then we pop. Okay, but I want you to struggle as you blow. Put your mouth right on your hand. Ready? 20 seconds worth of air. Blow pop. Okay, you got it? Ready, go. Do it one more time. Blow pop. Woo! Okay. Why do we do these breathing exercises? Because we want to get so in the mode of being able to go from A to Z in one long breath. And how do we do that? Well, some of us have never actually learned to breathe from, have to take in big amounts of air and use good pressure. All right. One more. Let's do this. Look, we're going to double sip. We're going to go. All right. Do that. Ready, go. Okay. Now I want you to do that. And I want you to feel the air that's in your lungs. Do you feel like you filled up all the way? Probably not. Here we are. Double sip. No, triple sip. Ready, go. Okay. Now take in 20 seconds worth of air and then double sip. Ready, go. One more time. You might feel a little lightheaded, and that's totally normal. Here we are, 20 seconds worth of air, double sip. Okay, now let's play the warm-up, but we're going to warm up to do the warm-up. Play the first measure 4 times in a row. I've got the metronome at 76 beats a minute. Play the first measure 4 times in a row, but remember to slur. If you look at the top of the book, it says a slur is a curved line that connects 2 or more notes of different pitches. So look at the first measure of warm-up. There's 2 notes, and they are different notes. They are different pitches. And the slur connects those together, and it sounds like this. So between the notes, you just move your fingers. You keep blowing. 4 times back-to-back the first measure just to get those notes down. 1, 2, ready? Yes. Now let's go to the third measure. Let's do those 2 notes 4 times in a row. Remember to keep your fingers curled the whole time, no matter what instrument you're playing. Relaxed fingers, tapping your foot, sitting up straight, using this easy warm-up to really get everything really in line. That really helps us to play everything else in the future. Third measure, 4 times in a row. 1, 2, 3. Now go on to the fifth measure. Let's do those two notes 4 times in a row. 1, 2, 3. Now let's go to the seventh measure, or the second to last measure. Let's do that measure 4 times in a row. Remember to tongue the first note, or articulate it. Ta. Okay. Seventh measure. 1, 2, ready? Yes, we are on our way. Let's play the whole warm-up now, start to finish. Remember, do you see that breath mark in the middle of the song? It's at the end of the fourth measure. This is why we do breathing exercises. So we can go from the first to the fourth measure in one long breath. And in order to do that, you need to have your lungs filled up with 20 seconds worth of air and essentially a double sip. Okay, so really inflate your lungs before you start. Here we are, the entire warm-up, start to finish. We are at 76 beats a minute. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Did you make it? Did you do the first 4 measures in one breath? Or what about the last 4 measures in one breath? You know, let's go again. Let's do this again. Maybe you missed a note or two in there. This is your opportunity to really get that down. Now, if there are 2 notes you're having problems with, really figure out why. Look at your fingers. Maybe you just need to pause the video and work on it. Here is warm up second time, start to finish. 1, 2, 3. Woo! I have to admit, in the middle of the last 4 measures, I took a breath. I did. I had to. And that's part of warming up, to find out what it is you need to work on. Let's speed this up a little bit. We'll do the warm-up one more time before we go on to theme from Symphony number 1. I'm going to do 92 beats a minute. Remember to tongue each set of notes. The whole warm-up. 1, 2, 3. All right, that was the warm-up, and those are some of the notes that are in the next song, theme from Symphony number 1. So now moving on to theme from Symphony number 1, let's kind of analyze it first before we actually play the song. So here we are with the warm-up. This song is by Johannes Brahms. If you look, he lived between 1833 and 1897. So that's how old this song is. Somewhere, if you would imagine that he was 30 years old when he wrote it, that would be 1863. That's right during the Civil War. That's pretty amazing. Here in America, a Civil War was going on. So think of it. Think of Abraham Lincoln and that whole era of time here in the United States. And over in Europe, Brahms is writing this song. This is beautiful. You know, before the end of this lesson, you're going to be able, this is a pretty song. I mean, it's a pretty melody. So So let's isolate several things here. We've just warmed up. Our breathing is good. Look up at the very top of the book where it says that page. It says pickup note. And below that it says a note that comes before the first full measure of a piece of music. So now look at the very top. You'll see there's a note that comes right before the first full measure. It's just one single quarter note. It's one juice that happens before the hot sauce. So look down at theme from Symphony number 1. You'll see there is one single quarter note before the song really starts. It's called a pickup note. Da da. That first note, da da. It's like a note that's right before the song starts, but it helps you move into the song. That is called a pickup note. You're going to see that pickup note on Erie Canal Capers, the next song as well. We've already warmed up. Let's do one note at a time. The pickup note and the first two measures. So just every note, you actually tongue every note, play each note. One note at a time. Ready, go. Yeah, 2 more times, one note at a time. And if this is easy for you, this is a great time to work on other stuff, like your fingers being gently curled. You're sitting up straight. You're tapping your foot. Maybe you need to breathe better. If this stuff is easy for you, figure something out that you need to work on. Here we are, one note at a time. Okay, now let's count the foods. Ready, go. Juice, hot sauce, juice, juice, hot sauce, juice, juice. Slurs do not affect the counting. Slurs don't change rhythm at all. They only affect how the note is sounded, how it's articulated. Is it tongued or not? Count the foods one more time. Ready, go. Juice, hot sauce, juice, juice, hot sauce, juice, juice. Now say what you play. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Now it gets tricky. When you say what you play, if you think about it, we didn't actually say what we played. Because when you play, you don't tongue the notes that are slurred. But when you say what you play, you do tongue it. For example, the actual song sounds like this. Ta, ta. But when you say what you play, you say ta, 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 ta. You actually tongue each note with your mouth. I know it's a little different, but it's just a way of building rhythm inside us. Here's the rhythm on one tone. So the pickup note, every note, play it with that note. Ready, go. Second time, rhythm on one tone. Ready. Yeah, we've got the rhythm down. Now let's play those first two measures as written. I'm going to count to 3. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Ta, ta, and you pick up. Here's the pick up plus the first two measures. 1, 2, 3. I'm feeling a little airy right now. Let's do that again. As written. 1, 2, 3. Third time. Whew. 1, 2, 3. Great. Go to the next two measures, measures 3 and 4. Let's play those two measures one note at a time. Ready? Tied notes, that fourth measure that had the two notes tied together, treat it like it's one note. So here's measures 3 and 4, one note at a time. Ready? We've got that down. All right, now go to count the foods. Ready, go. Juice, 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 juice. Hot sauce, juice, juice. Let's do that a second time. Ready, go. Juice, 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 juice. Hot sauce, juice, juice. Yeah, and I'm kind of, with my hand, connecting the hot sauce and the juice together, those tied notes, right? Now let's say what we play. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Now when we tied the notes together, when we say what we play, we don't ta the second one. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Now we're going to play the rhythm on one tone. Make sure to take a big breath at the breath mark. Ready, go. Even though you probably don't need a breath there, go ahead and take a big breath. Rhythm on one tone, second time. 1, 2, ready? And when there's a breath mark, you can cut the note before it a little short. You know, the hot sauce tied to a juice, those two notes tied together, it's 3 beats long. You could cut it short, like 2.5. You know, as long as your foot's tapping and you play the next note at the right time, it's okay. You know, you have to cut notes short in order to take a breath. Otherwise, you would just never have time to take a breath. All right, here, let's play those two measures as written. Sitting up straight, feet flat on the floor, tapping your toe or heel. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Third time, last time. 1, 2, ready? Yeah. Now think about it. That last note you just played is actually the pickup note to the next measure. Technically, a pickup note is before the first measure of a piece of music, but we call them pickups all the time. Even in the middle of a song, like right where we are, I would call that last note of the fourth measure the pickup to the next measure. So in the future, if I ever said, okay, let's now start the pickup to the fifth measure, that's where we would start. Now let's play the first 4 measures all in one. You know, we've just done them one note at a time. We've done as written. Let's put it all together. Let's do it slowly. We will start at 66 beats a minute. Ta, ta. And if you have to sneak a breath in here, you know, we're going so slow, you might need to. First 4 measures. Pick up all the way to the breath mark. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's play it a second time. 1, 2. a third time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. This might be a good moment for you to stop the video and work on any of that before we do the second half of the song. Here is the second half of the song. Now we are going to start the pickup to the fifth measure. So go to the fifth full measure. It's the measure after the breath mark, but start on the last note of the fourth measure, what I'm going to call the pickup note to the fifth measure. In fact, just to get it down, make sure where we are, go like this, go. So the note after the breath mark. Ready, go. Got it? Second time, ready, go. So that's where we're going to start, all right? Let's play, starting there, one note at a time. Let's just do 2 measures worth. Pick up to the fifth and sixth measure, one note at a time. Ready? Ooh, did you notice something? I did this on purpose. Oh, well, that's the same notes as the first 2 measures. So why even practice that? We don't need to. We've already practiced that. So now go to the last 2 measures of the song. We might as well skip the easy stuff. You know, we've already practiced it. So the last 2 measures of the song, one note of the time. One note at a time. Yeah. Ready? Go. Again. Ready? Go. Third time, one note at a time. Ready? Again, in this easy stuff, if it's easy for you, if you're more advanced, for example, I'm more advanced than this, but even I just realized in the middle of that last one note at a time that my flute was angled down. And I thought, oh, I got to get my flute up so it's parallel. For flute players, we need to be parallel. If your head's down like that, it's got to be parallel to your lips. But if the flute is like this, it causes problems. For trumpet players, brass players, the whole of your bell, make sure that the whole of your bell is pointed out towards the audience so that they can hear it, not pointed down, right? For clarinet players and saxophone players, make sure your fingers, well, everybody, make sure they are like gentle C's, I call them. You know, make little C's with your hands right now, or one hand, and make sure it just feels easy. Go like this with your hands, let them go like this, and just the way they curl is the way they would go on a trumpet or a trombone, any instrument. You know, so if this is easy stuff for you, make it more challenging by increasing your skills on the other things, you know, your technique. Because I'm telling you, if you have nice, gentle, curled fingers, you're going to be able to play more technically, higher technical music, you know, tougher stuff. And the end of this book, the next book, you're going to be able to play those things easier if you have good fundamental, good technique. Okay, so back to the last 2 measures. We're not going to count the foods. It's easy. Let's go ahead and say what we play. Ready, go. Ta, 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 ta. Second time, say what you play. Ready? Ta, 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 ta. We're going to skip the rhythm on one tone. Let's just play it as written. Make sure to slur. Make sure to tongue and then slur. 1, 2, ready? Second time. 1, 2, ready? And third time. 1, 2, ready? As we are doing this, I want to point something out right here, something musical. Making it simple, it sounded like this. It sounded like little chunks of music. But in reality, when you're really playing and you have the notes down so well, you actually want to phrase this. And phrasing is a word like that. Phrasing means beginning a sentence and talking all the way to the end of the sentence. And then stopping. Now, yes, in the middle of the sentence I just spoke out loud, I articulated some words. I might have had a pause here and there, like I'm pausing right now. But I did it all in one breath. I did it all in one phrase. Let me show you what I mean by this. The last two measures could sound chunky like this. This is bad. This is chunky. Now this would be phrased. The difference was the note that was connected, that was slurred, was played all the way to the end. Again, for example. My note was sounding weird there. But just so you know, so when you're first practicing, first working at things, sure, if you have to chunk the notes up, that's fine. And then as you master getting the fingerings down, as you become an expert at the order of fingers and the rhythm, then you can really start to think about phrasing. That's where the music goes from sounds good to beautiful or to great. Okay, phrasing is a big deal. And one more connection here, the breath mark that's in the middle of this song, it is a breath mark, but it's also a phrase. It means, hey, play the whole first four measures in one long sentence, as if you were speaking it. Let me demonstrate that. One long sentence, the first four measures. That was one long sentence. That was one long phrase. Here is not a phrase. I'll play the right notes and rhythms, but it's not a phrase. Do you hear how it was chunky? And you know what? That's okay in the beginning. When you're first getting the notes down, when you're first getting the rhythm, it's a lot to think about. I would say in the order of how hard things are, that's why I always start with one note at a time. Just get the notes down. Then count the foods, start to get the rhythm down. Then say what you play. It's kind of in the same thing. Then play the rhythm on one tone. We're trying to work on each of the different aspects here. Then play it as written. And as written just means correct notes and rhythms. But there's a step above that we don't work on yet, and that's called phrasing. So once you get the notes down as, the whole song as written, then you want to work on phrasing. And that is something to work on all the time. I would take every part of your day, every day that you practice, and work on phrasing here and there, okay? Once you get the notes down and as written to a section or a phrase, then try to phrase it. Try to play from start to finish in one long breath, in one long thought. That is awesome musicianship right there. Here's 66 beats a minute, the entire song. Sitting up straight, gentle C's, feet flat on the floor. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. are doing great, everyone. You are playing notes. You're getting these rhythms down. You're experiencing the fun of it. Keep going. Here's the second time. Still 66 beats a minute. 1 and 2 and 3. How about you pause the video and work on any two measures or two notes or three notes that you're having a problem with? And then when you come back, we're going to speed it up even and practice it even a little faster. And it's a good point for me to say, if while you and I are practicing together in these videos, or this video today, if you're making mistakes, if you're not able to play along with me, that's great, because now you know what it is you need to work on. So pause the video and use these strategies. Play the two notes that you're having trouble with, and then add the two notes on either side of it, so you get a full idea of what's going on there. You know, play them one note at a time. Play them backwards. Stand against a wall and just play those notes. Make up a new rhythm on those notes. And it's all just helping you to get those notes down, so when you come back to the music, that section, those few notes, feels easy. It feels like you're on a slip and slide with butter all over it. Just whoosh. Okay. Now we're going to go up to 88 beats a minute. And if you're not here yet, try to play it along with me. If you got it, great. It's fun. If not, then on the third day, practice slow today and tomorrow. On day 3, then try to play it this fast. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo, let's do it again. Sit up nice and straight, nice and tall. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do this a third time. If you start to get tired with your mouth, it starts to make you think that you're out of breath. And then we start to take breaths in more places and try to get breath. It's normal. It's natural. It's kind of like if you're ever in a pool and, you run out of breath or you're trying to get breath. Well, the smart thing to do would just be take a nice big full breath. But we're so worried, we're so trying to, it's same thing happens in music. When we're worried or we're tired or we're worried about the notes or we can't, what's going on? We'll take more breaths, which actually makes us not play the correct rhythm. It hurts our rhythm. It hurts our notes. Again, it's why we isolate the notes and rhythms before we put it all together, so that we don't have that worry going on. We feel good about it. But if that's happening, it's normal. It just means on day 3 and 4 and 5, you get so to the point where those breathing things don't happen anymore. You're able to play full phrases. Here we go, 88 beats a minute, third and final time. 1, 2, 3. That is fun. And if I was playing by myself, I might make that last note last a little bit longer. Listen to how this sounds. Feels like the notes are just kind of evaporating. So we warmed up today. We basically played just 3 or 4 total notes in this beautiful melody by Brahms, who lived at the same time that the American Civil War was going on. Think about that. 2 different continents that we're talking about, 2 different, Europe and America, North America at the same time. This has been great. It really has. You worked on breathing stuff too, and you're putting the whole song together, start to finish. You know what phrasing is. When you go on to any other song you try to practice today, in fact, I challenge you, go back to some easy song and think about phrasing. Think about playing the whole first half of it in one breath, or play the whole thing in one breath, just to work on phrasing. In the next video, we're going to be doing Erie Canal Capers, then Laughing Song, and, finish off the page. You're on page 15. You're making a lot of progress, everyone. Until I see you in the next video, stay sharp. Bye.